This week on the Steam Machine podcast.
You took the time to think about whether you could, but you never stopped to think if you should. And there, sir, therein lies the problem. Steamy, cue the music.
Welcome back to another episode of the Steam Machine podcast. My name is Dalton, and joining me this week is one half of the Destructo Bros.
Sorry, that was my attempt to do the Ian Malcolm laugh, which is so hard to parody because if you watch it, it's crazier than people's impressions of it. Anyway, I'm Willie. How are you?
I'm doing all right, buddy. Yeah, the Ian Malcolm is his own thing. You can't see it, but right over here I have a banner that Ryan gave to me when I was up there in New York. That's like a little Asian thing, but on there I have my pins, and one of them is the Jurassic Park logo, and instead of saying Jurassic Park, it just says Jeff Goldblum.
Hell yeah. Dude, one of the most amazing actors in a movie that had incredible performances, stern to stem.
Yeah, and became my favorite because I was a child watching the first Jurassic Park, and when he walks up and he takes off his sunglasses and he goes, that is one big pile of shit. Me and my friend laughed so hard and rewound it and played it like at least 20 times, just cackling because he said shit.
Yep.
And that's a core memory for me.
Absolutely. When I was a kid, I remember people telling me, Jurassic Park's an R-rated movie. You can't watch it yet. So it took a while for me to actually watch Jurassic Park. Turns out it's not even R-rated. It's PG-13. But, That also means the first R-rated movie I saw was at a sleepover at a friend's house, and it was not a good movie. It was Screamers, which was a Philip K. Dick adaptation about little swords running through the desert and chopping people up.
Interesting. That sounds like Rubber.
It wasn't as wild as Rubber. It was more like, think Shitty Dune, maybe? I don't know.
Fair enough. How you been, my good sir?
There were...
Oh, go ahead.
Yep. I was just saying, there were two factions on the planet, and then, there was a mining union, and then someone trying to make peace with the mining union, and then there were Screamers, which were these living swords, and then the swords took human form and basically became Terminators, and it was a really stupid and crummy movie, but,
Fair.
It made a mark on me. I remember that sleepover, at least. I also remember playing the game Seamus for the Commodore 64 on that guy's computer.
Well, how are you, my good sir? What you been up to?
Man, I have been up to so much. I have been really, really busy lately, so please excuse me if I'm not the biggest expert on Jurassic World Evolution, because I started a new job this week.
Whoop whoop.
So, it's at a well-known grocery store. I am only getting paid to work there, not to market for them, therefore I'm not going to name them. But, I'm having a great time so far.
That's good, man. That's good. It's good to like the job that you have, because I've definitely had my fair share where I didn't.
Yeah. But the people there are really cool. Even, the customers have been mostly really cool. I've dealt with one guy who was really sour, and he just seemed to respond well to being told, I hate that for you. That sucks.
Yeah. I just you learn to pick out the ones that you got to tiptoe around. Mm-hmm. I will never forget a guy that used to come into Harvey's when I worked there as a cashier. You never asked him how his day was going. You could ask him, did you find everything okay? But you never said, how are you doing? And I made the mistake of asking him that once, and he goes, how am I doing? Terrible. Your president hates white people like me. And I was like, oh, all right, bro. And so in my head, I'm like, oh God, change the subject. And I was like, did you find everything okay? Anything I can help you find? just change.
I just remembered I need to go put some mushrooms on the shelves. I'll be back.
Yeah, it's just let me just change the subject as quickly as possible. Oh my God. So you learn to, you'll pick those people out, and then you kind of learn how to handle them. So,
yeah, no, I do not want that. Do not at all. But you know, for the most part, like, what I was really surprised by is they really emphasize saying, you know, hello, thank you, and smiling to people. Mm-hmm. And what I was so shocked by is people really respond well to you just saying thank you to them. Like, they're really friendly. Like, they're, like, really happy to just be treated like people, you know?
Oh, yeah, man, because there's plenty of grocery stores and stuff like that you go in, and the people working there could give a shit. And it's like, all right, and it's kind of like one of those things where it's like it doesn't really bother you, but like but it's more noticeable when you go into a place and people are like, "Hey, welcome in. How you doing today?" and that kind of thing.
And it just, I don't know, it was really nice. Like, I had some fun conversations with customers, and so far I've been really enjoying it. So that's neat. Because of that, I didn't get much time to play the game for the show, so you're definitely going to have to take the lead on the game mechanics part, because I only got to Island 2 on the game.
Well, this go around, I mostly just fucked with sandbox mode, but yeah, I can talk about some of the mechanics. For sure.
Let's see, what else do I have going on? I've been playing a little bit more virtual pinball games, Visual Pinball X. I finally beat the built-in high score on the Getaway High Speed 2, which was really nice.
Hell yeah, and that's a pinball game?
Yes.
I hear the Getaway, I think of like the old, there was a PlayStation game that was called the Getaway, so.
Yeah. It's a sequel to a game called High Speed. Basically, it's based on this one pinball designer who got pulled over for speeding in his hot rod one day and decided to build a car around it, or build a game around it.
I could see that.
The Getaway High Speed 2 uses Lagrange as the main music in it, so that's cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it really just, like, you know, I'm not the world's biggest ZZ Top fan, but man, that's good driving music.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what this made me think of it, but like, I've been hankering lately for a good point and click. I don't know why ZZ Top made me think. I think it took me to Full Throttle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you started thinking about ZZ Top and then Lagrange, and then, yeah, it's kind of got biker energy.
That's exactly, I just pictured that guy on his bike riding and just Lagrange playing, and I'm like, man, I haven't played a good point and click.
Shit, what was that cat's name? What was the main guy from Full Throttle?
Oh, I'm not putting my mouth on that.
He had a cool name. Yeah, that exact dude. What was his name?
What was his name? Tim Schafer. Oh, Ben Throttle.
Ben Throttle? Really?
Ben Throttle.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it was Ben. I forgot his last name was Throttle. They don't really use that much in the game.
That was a Tim Schafer joint. I think he's the guy that behind Psychonauts too.
Yep, exactly true. All of that is 100% correct. Yeah. And man, that game had a cool ass fucking voice cast with fucking Maurice LaMarche on there, fucking Mark Hamill, and I always blank at her name, but she played Mom on Futurama.
Oh, I don't remember. I know the character you're talking about, but I don't know the actress who played it.
I'll look her up real quick. Mom Futurama actor Tress MacNeil.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, see, my brain would have went to Peggy Bundy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no,
dude,
that's Lila.
I swear to God, her, Casey Segal. I swear,
Katie.
I have no, Katie, you're right. It wasn't Casey, it was Katie. I swear to God, I have no proof of this. I really do think that one of the voices in, Monster Bash Pinball, the voice of the Bride of Frankenstein, it sounds so much like her that it drives me crazy. Like, if it isn't her, I don't even know.
It's a possibility. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but like, I've even looked up people trying to prove it, because I looked it up and other people think that too, but there's no evidence.
She is an absolute badass in Sons of Anarchy.
Ooh, I haven't seen Sons of Anarchy. I really only know her from, fucking Married with Children and Futurama.
Which are both bang on some of the best comedy shows of all time. And then she goes and does Sons of Anarchy, where she plays the mom of a biker, and she is just such a badass.
Yeah, because Sons of Anarchy is like, that's a really serious like drama about bikers, right?
Yeah. It was that that era of Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm. You know, the prestige TV shows that were really killing it. Yeah,
that were just way better than they had any right to be.
Yeah.
FX.
Damn,
we know drama.
I forgot about Sons of Anarchy. I need to watch this show.
Yeah, I never finished it, but it was good.
Let's see. There was another pinball game I was really enjoying too. Oh, Monster Bash. I'm getting better at. I mean, I just kind of accidentally segued to that by bringing up Katie Segal, but I had my best game of that on Virtual Pinball this week too, because I got 4 of the instruments. Unfortunately, the two instruments of the rock band I didn't get were the Bride of Frankenstein and Dracula. So my rock band didn't have a singer or a lead guitarist, so it was not a rock band.
It was like Dream Theater minus the singer and John Petrucci. So you just had like
All right, Dream Theater minus John Petrucci, aka nothing.
That's it, really intricate rhythms.
Yeah. I got the Creature from the Black Lagoon's saxophone. I got the Wolfman's drums, the Mummy's bass, and
it makes sense.
Frankenstein's organ.
It makes sense to me that the Creature from the Black Lagoon would have the best lung capacity to do the saxophone. I like that.
Yeah, I do like that a lot. I also think it's funny that like some of them make a lot of sense. Like Frankenstein is the organ because he's made out of organs from all those different people, you know?
Yeah.
And of course Dracula is the lead guitarist because he's like, you know, the most bombastic personality of the group.
My dad was putting a bandage on his arm today and he's like, man, I'm starting to look like Frankenstein. And I looked at him and I said, you don't need a bandage to look like Frankenstein.
Oh, and of course the Wolfman is the drums because I gotta get my sticks, man.
Oh.
Yeah. He thought like London. Oh, damn, Werewolves of London up in here. But yeah, he's like got this like hip cat voice when he becomes the werewolf. But before you get the full moon, he like just talks like a total fucking nerd. He's like, I don't want the moon to turn. I'll change. And then he becomes wolf and he's like, oh, all right, brother man.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a very fun game. Like, I mean, come on. Can you imagine the idea of just like the Universal Monsters forming a rock band? That is like code built for me, you know?
Oh, for sure. Because I remember how much you liked Monster Prom.
Oh yeah, Monster Prom. Yeah,
I think
Prom was the one we played.
Yeah,
we played Prom.
See,
we haven't done Camp or the third one yet, but I do think that.
I think I got it free on Epic or something.
Yeah, Camp is the sequel, and then there's the third one now, and I don't remember what it is. But yeah, Camp was the one I actually was introduced to the series by, and I watched a video of people playing Camp, and I thought it was so fun that I had to have us play Monster Prom for the show. And I really think that was like one of the most fun episodes to create.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a fun game.
I think, let's see, aside from that, I don't think I have that much else.
Word. I haven't done anything super exciting. I have been playing some video games. I've been playing a little...
Oh, I do have some video game chat too, but I want you to go next.
I've been playing a little Rogue Trader. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. And
yeah, so you've been telling me a little bit about Warhammer lore too, so I'm all about, like, what do you got to teach us about Warhams?
Well, so I don't know a ton. Like, I decided to start trying to learn some of the lore since I'm going to play this game. That's like 100 hours long. So I've just been kind of learning about... Well, I watched a video where this guy was talking to Jesse Cox. And Jesse Cox has started a new series called Tell Me About. Because he's like, I just want people to tell me about things that they're interested in. And he had this guy who's a YouTuber for 40K on. And they were just talking about the series. And basically what it amounted to was, this is very much if you want to get into the tabletop game, it is a disposable income hobby. Do not get into this game if you do not have disposable income. So right there, I was like, okay, well, tabletop's out of the question for me then. But I like the video games. I want to learn about the lore. So I found a podcast that he does with a friend of his. I think his name's Baxi, something like that. Anyway, where his friend knows nothing about Warhammer, so he's telling him about him. So I listened to the episode about the orcs because they crack me up.
Yes. Oh man. So like, when you told me that you were getting into Warhammer lore a little bit, like I told you, yeah, the one thing I really know about Warhammer aside from the basics of the Space Marines is like the orcs believe stuff so hard that it causes it to change reality. And like if they paint their ships red, it makes them faster.
Yeah, so...
Because they believe red shit is fast.
Orcs are very simple-minded. Apparently they've never known anything but war, so the concept of peace does not exist to them. And they're just big, lumbering war brutes, right? When I was watching Ko talk about it earlier, he said, oh, okay, they're kind of like Klingons then. And I was like, I could see that comparison. So anyway, excuse me. So orcs, they have a power called the Wa. Now, when orcs talk, they talk like this, right? It's real cockney. When they say war, like they're saying war, but it comes out war. So it's W-A-G-H, the war. And it is this collective power that orcs have, where when they believe something, it makes it true. Now, Kana, if you're listening, you know way more about this than me. Feel free to correct me on any of this in show chat, please. So, as you said, they believe that red is the fastest color. So if they paint their stuff red, because they all believe so strongly that red is the fastest color, it will go fast. It will go super fast. A human army once came upon a orcish, I think it was a couple space marines actually, came across an orcish like tank or like truck or whatever it was, and they looked at the engine, and it was a piece of paper with a little crudely drawn engine in red crayon, and that was the engine. But because the orcs believed that it would work, it did. There are some people that say the emperor is only still alive because the orcs just believe that he is. Like, they don't know any different. One of the stories I read was a bunch of orcs went out to fix their ship out in space, and then one of them realized, hey, shouldn't we be wearing space suits? And they all died. Because
only at that moment they realized they weren't getting oxygen.
Yeah. Before that, they just believed, oh, okay, we're going to go fix the ship, and they didn't think anything of it, so that it didn't affect them. The story that I sent you was from that podcast that I was listening to, but someone had taken and animated it.
This is so good.
And it's like a squad is facing off against an army of orcs, and the captain of the, I'm going to call it Space Marines, I don't remember if it was or not, but the captain of the little squad, they're out of ammo. And this orc is approaching him, and he doesn't know what to do, so he just thinks about what he knows about the wall and stuff, and he looks at the orc and just goes, bang! And the orc drops dead. And him and his comrades kind of just realize, oh shit, oh okay, so they just start boom, 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 bang, 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 pop, 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 and then just making noises, and all these orcs are dropping dead. They're clearing them out, right? Until this group of orcs comes rushing towards them, and they're ignoring the bullets, that the quote-unquote bullets that are being fired at them, and then they just hear this murmur of orcish voices going, I'm a tank, 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 I'm a tank. And so they weren't taking damage because they were an armored tank. It's fucking incredible, dude. Like, one of a high-ranking orc chieftain got sent back in time. He found himself and then killed himself because he wanted a second copy of his favorite weapon. And it threw everything into chaos. Like, even the wall didn't know what to do in the situation. Like, there's just some ridiculousness that comes with orcs that I absolutely love. And it's like, they come and fight you by the millions of billions. So when you've got a billion orcs all believing something really strongly, it just makes it exponentially more powerful than you can imagine. It's wild. Absolutely wild.
It's such a good idea for a racial advantage, especially because it also leads to the stupid things like them dying when they suddenly realize they don't have the spacesuits. That is just so funny.
Yeah, or a human picking up one of their weapons and the weapon just falls apart because it's a piece of shit. They don't have the wall to make it work.
Yeah.
It's incredible, dude. So I've been messing around with Rogue Trader. Not too much to say on that game yet. I need to get deeper into it, but I am enjoying it.
I feel like my jump into actively involving in Warhammer is going to be playing Bolt Gun, because it has been bought for me. I own it on Steam. I just haven't installed it yet. But it's a boomer shooter in this incredible setting, and I can't wait to go explore it.
Yeah, Bolt Gun, I've played a few levels of it. That game is really fun. Right up your alley for sure. I played a little Far Cry 5 today. The only fun story I have from that is today I'm talking to an NPC, and he's telling me about a stash that I can go find. Then all of a sudden he just goes, look out, there's a cougar. And I step to the right and turn just in time to see that I had sidestepped the cougar, and it is now mid launch and then just nails the dude I was talking to and takes him to the ground and starts clawing at him. And I'm like, oh shit. So
that feels very Red Dead.
I had to quick draw and just start shooting at it and be like, get the fuck out of here. I ended up having to revive the guy, but all worked out in the end. But it's just look out, there's a cougar. I didn't realize it was right behind me. Bro, you could have said, well, I guess, they're quiet. So maybe he didn't see it coming, but.
Yeah, I think he probably told you as soon as he realized it was a problem, dude.
And then today I was also messing with a game called Kenshi. Now,
I saw that. I don't know what Kenshi is.
Kenshi is literally like a sandbox game. There is no main story. There is a world with lore, and you kind of start out in it, and it's almost like single player Ultima Online, where there are a lot of skills that you kind of just raise as you're just doing things. I wanted to fool around with it, so I cheated a little bit because I'm like, I
can't believe it.
It's one of those games where I want to learn the ropes of it before I dive in to play it, because it is complex. as far as things that you can do. But there was a moment where me and my 3 little squad mates that I had gained were running between towns, and we got attacked by a giant group of cannibals. So they come at us, and they all have like wooden clubs, but we have like swords. So we're fighting them off, and then another group comes running up to me right after this. Like, we had just cleared these dudes out, and these other people come up to me, and they're like, "Are you part of the Holy Empire?" And I'm like, and they're like, "If you're part of the Holy Empire, why do you have these beasts traveling with you?" Which, my companions weren't human. And I told the dude, I said, "No, I'm not part of the Holy Empire, and these beasts are my comrades, and you will not talk to them that way." And he's like, "Then you'll die." And they started attacking us, and it was like, oh my God. So combat in this game is brutal and unforgiving, and we're fighting. I cut one of the dude's arms off. One of my people, Satella, gets gutted, and she falls to the ground, and I don't save her in time, so she bled out and died, right?
Oh.
My character and Twith, so Zendir is the name of my guy. So Zendir and Twith both got knocked out, and that just left Reku, who she was just kicking some ass. 2 dudes picked up my 2 guys while I wasn't paying attention, while I'm still trying to keep Reku alive, took them back to the city, threw them in jail, and then sold them into slavery.
Shit.
Oh, well, like, I'm trying to get Reku. She finishes fighting, and I'm getting her arrested and everything. So I had to take her, go break them out, and then run away. There's a lot of shit.
Wait,
going on.
you could switch control to Zendu or Reku to break Zendu out?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, or you can play as your characters who are in jail, and you can like practice picking locks on your own shackles to get free if you want. You can help other people at night get out of their shackles so they can escape. Like, there's a lot of shit you can do, because it's basically just a do whatever you want game.
So this is Senshi, right? Kenshi, my bad.
Yeah, highly recommend it to somebody who like really enjoyed playing games like Ultima Online, or the games that like have a lot of skills that you like to see go up when you're doing things, but doesn't hold your hand. There is absolutely zero hand holding. There are tutorials that pop up, but it's not an easy game.
So your main dude, what's their main style? What do they do?
So the starting path that I chose was Soldier's Son, and all you have is like your dad's sword and some money to your no, I'm sorry. I picked Lone Wanderer, which was, I had 1,000 CP and a sword to start with, and that's it, and the rags on my body. What's interesting is there's different play styles. So like, you can start as a trader, and then it's like game style trading RPG. The Wanderer that I picked says game style RPG. There's one of them that's like game style real-time strategy. Like, there's different, depending on what you're doing, there are different ways to play the game.
So I could just like pick a different like character class and play it like a Souls-like or something?
Oh, it's already kind of like Souls-like. But the combat is very much more like WASD moves your camera around, and you click to move and stuff, and then you click and they run up and they start auto attacking, fighting.
Oh, that definitely does not sound like something I am good at.
Oh, me neither. I had a lot of fun with it, but I'm not good at it yet. Like, I got knocked unconscious a lot in that game and killed a lot.
Well, maybe it has potential to be a future game for the show, because it does sound really interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting if we could come up with our own. You'd have to kind of like role play it to have a story to tell, because other than that, like I said, there's no stories, there's no real quests or anything.
It is funny that we've never done any kind of role play thing together, because both of us are interested in that, and we have mutual friends, several of them who have been in role play games with me. But fucking, I'm still hoping one of these days you make it a Mortal Kombat game you wanted to do.
Yeah, I have a bunch of ideas. It's just like sitting down and figuring them out.
Yeah, plus, you know how difficult it is to schedule. Like, that's what happened in my last role-playing game, is scheduling. It just killed it.
It kind of makes me want to come up with just a few one-shot things.
Oh, dude, there was one you talked about called Mourn, which you said was based on FPS games. Like, it was an RPG based on Doom, Quake, that kind of thing. And I would absolutely love to do a one-shot of that. And if if you wanted, we could even record it, but I don't want to promise anything, but it might make a good Patreon bonus or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to do is like if we do tabletop type stuff, I wanted to throw it up on the Patreon. And then if we're ever like down a week, throw one up on the main feed as a teaser to maybe get people interested to come to the Patreon and listen to the rest of them, yada, 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 like that kind of thing. But it's definitely on my list of things to do. I need to go on my itch account and look through all of my TTRPG stuff that I own because there's a fuckload and a metric fuckload. There's like a wrestling one. There's all kinds of stuff that would be fun. But speaking of fun, my good sir, or wait, no, you said you had some gaming talk you wanted to get into, correct?
I lost track of it.
Fair enough, my good sir. Well, we played a fun game, in my opinion, this week. Mm-hmm. We played Jurassic World Evolution, and here is the obligatory Wikipedia bullshit. That is Jurassic World Evolution is a construction and management simulation video game developed and published by Frontier Developments. Based on the 2015 film Jurassic World, the game was released in June of 2018 for PlayStation 4, Windows, and Xbox One. A Nintendo Switch port of the game was released in 2020. In the game, players construct a dinosaur park on Los Cinco Muertes Archipelago, a group of 5 islands known as the Five Deaths. The game features more than 40 types of dinosaurs. Their genes can be modified to introduce new features. Players are given contracts to fulfill by 3 divisions, the Science Division, Security Division, and the Entertainment Division, allowing for them to progress. A sandbox mode set on Isle Nublar, the setting of the first and fourth films, can be unlocked, and it can also be used from the main menu without having to be unlocked. So, what was your first impression loading into this, my good sir?
I was really grateful for not only how well tutorialized it is, but also the fact that Dr. Ian Malcolm is immediately in your shit. Like, dude, that is the greatest character in Jurassic Park. You might think it's the Tyrannosaurus Rex, you might think it's the Velociraptor, you might think it's Alan Grant. Nah, fucking Ian Malcolm, the greatest character. And he immediately comes at you with full sass, double-barreled, like, taunting you for playing God while also helping you do it. It's amazing.
Yeah, he is, and it's actually Jeff Goldblum doing the voiceover too, and he is
yes,
very passive aggressive.
Yes. Oh my god.
Like, congratulations on bringing back a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The last time I saw one of those, I was running for my life from it. But yeah, good on you. Good on you for bringing that back.
Yeah, that's the vibe he brings for the most part.
Yeah.
He celebrates your accomplishments while simultaneously being like, we shouldn't be doing this shit. I am Ian Malcolm, the guy that told everyone we shouldn't be doing this shit.
That's kind of like the Jurassic Park game that I had for the original PlayStation, the Lost World Jurassic Park game. When you 100%ed that game, you got a cutscene of Dr. Ian Malcolm, FMV style, telling you, congratulations, you've done everything you can in this game. Well, now why don't you go outside, let the wind blow the stink off of you, talk to girls, go do something else. It's just, he just like, you do all this work and he just roasts you for it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, Ian Malcolm is great in this game, and there's also like representatives of each of the 3 branches, because one of the things you've got to do in the game is balance the needs of the science team, security team, and entertainment team. So each of them has a lead that are very interesting to talk to. Yeah.
You wouldn't know Bryce Dallas Howard's character from Jurassic World, but she does pop up in this game as well. I'm trying to remember, is it Dr. Wu? Is that his name? Or is it Dr. Wong? The evil scientist guy. Well, I say evil scientist. That's kind of a spoiler for Jurassic World. But yeah,
Henry Wu.
Wu. That's what I thought. Yeah, Dr. Wu. He is in this game as well. So was that that was your first thought? Was that so go into more about the tutorial, because I ignored it because I didn't need to. So,
well, I felt like basically the game it basically says like, build this to do this. We'll give you like $100,000 or whatever. And like, when you first start the game, you're not making any money. You have no inflow of money whatsoever. So like, yeah, I just chose to do everything that they said, which also I thought was, this is also an early thing I thought, which, I had 1 Struthiomimus and 1 Triceratops, and my park, I looked at the settings and it said, hey, people are leaving your park because you have a poor variety of dinosaurs. And I'm like, motherfucker, I have a beautiful tropical island with a triceratops on it and you're bored here?
Hashtag first world problem.
Right? No kidding.
No, I get it, dude. I get it. You know, it's the same feeling.
You want to go back to the Cincinnati Zoo and see a tiger. Okay, cool. Meanwhile, I have a triceratops.
It's like when I would be playing Planet Coaster and dude would get off one of the intricate roller coasters I built or downloaded and put in, and he'd be like, I want to go ride the Ferris wheel. I'm like, motherfucker, are you serious? Like, you
just can't please some people, I guess. Maybe that's just realism. But, like, all I can think of is, this is a beautiful island off the coast of South America, in the tropics. Even if you're fucking done with the Triceratops, hang out at the hotel. We probably have a pool. Like, you really want to go home now? You're like, oh, I've seen a Triceratops. I've seen 2 of its horns. I'm done.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I typically try to release more than one of each because they like to live in herds and stuff.
It was really amusing to me to see a Triceratops become the alpha of the group too. Like, I liked that a lot.
And it does help to do like the little viewing stations where they can peek in, the customers can go and see a little better.
You can build a viewing station on the perimeter fence, and it lets the customers get a really good view of it instead of just standing outside the fence. So it's good to build like several of those around the park.
Yeah. Now I do want to say, most of my playing experience with the first Jurassic World Evolution comes from the PlayStation 4 because I owned it on that and played a lot of it on that. I had a lot of issues.
So did you finish it on the PlayStation 4?
On the PS4, I think I got all the way to like the 4th island at the time. But on this one, I just played through a save that I had from back when I had acquired this game before I bought it. And what I'm getting at is when I loaded into it and was playing it, I would play for about roughly 10 minutes, and then the game would just freeze, and I would have to restart my computer. Right. It was real weird, or it would freeze and it would hang and then it would crash. Looked it up. Apparently this game just doesn't really like Windows 11 that much. So I was like, all right, fair enough. So I installed Jurassic World Evolution 2 and was playing some of that earlier. And I don't know if my sandbox mode, I was just introducing too many dinosaurs in, but it finally started spiking my CPU to 100% usage, and then it crashed. And I Googled that, and people were like, yeah, these games are cool and all. They're just not very good, well optimized for PC. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But
it sure is a neat idea, though.
Oh, yeah, they're tremendous games. So
like very early on, too, I noticed I wasn't bringing in any income. And when I finally got a few more dinosaurs set down, you start off with one Struthiomimus, and that is not going to pay the bills. But I had a Triceratops, 2 Struthiomimuses, and it finally started to break even. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm going to need to balance, income and outflow from the park with contracts, because again, you get paid by the security, the
security, entertainment, science.
Yes.
And the different quests they'll give you, like the security guy might be like, let one of your dinosaurs break out, and then put him to sleep, put him back in there, and fix the fence. And
I did that quest, and Jeff Goldblum hated it. He's like, man, I regret saying all that good shit about the security guy a minute ago.
Yeah. Please don't let him hear me say that. Nope, I heard it.
Oh, yeah, there was a little inner balance because, the science officer also had a similar with the, yeah, that's so funny.
With the Bryce Dallas Howard's character.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the characters a lot. The character voiceovers were really good. And
but in doing the quest, it helps you build up money, but it also helps raise your star levels and stuff. And then getting a better park also contributes more to the star levels than that. But the further you get into it and you're doing the missions, it unlocks different things. You need a certain amount of stars to unlock certain later on dinosaurs. You need a certain amount of stars to unlock certain researches. You
have to get at least 3 stars on the first island before you can go to the second, for instance.
Yeah, the first island is very much, here's the basics that you need to know. You need to build a research station. You need to build an expedition station. You need to build a ranger station. Have some dinosaurs. and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you need to put in a hotel because that's going to generate money. You need to put in like a t-shirt shop. You need to put in food, bathrooms. Like there's all kinds of stuff that you have to kind of think about. And let me tell you, it's nice to throw down 4 souvenir shops and you set one to like a Dino hat, one to a Dino shirt. You know, you set each one to a different thing. And you charge those motherfuckers. You paid to come to a island covered in dinosaurs. You were in an island in the middle of the ocean with dinosaurs, motherfucker. You're going to pay $50 for this little T-Rex shirt and you're going to fucking like it. Because let me tell you, if people start complaining about the price, suddenly the path to the exit disappears and so does all the fences. So don't fuck with me, people.
This motherfucker played Planet Coaster. He knows.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't fuck around with that. You are in my head. You are luxury people. If this place actually existed, I could never afford to go there. So I'm not worried about the people who can.
This is the 1%ist of 1%ers.
I went full capitalist.
They can pay $7 for a goddamn hat.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, more than that. They're paying $20 for a hat at least. But yeah, so you set all that up. I remember when I was playing this on PS4, my buddy Joey thought for a split second that the game was racist because I named my hotel Gringos Locos.
Gringos Locos.
And he goes, doesn't that mean crazy white people? And I said, yes, it does. He goes, that's a bit racist. And I said, no, I put it there. And he was like, why? I said, because only crazy white people come into a place like this. And he went, you know what? That's fair enough.
Oh, yeah. This is the hotel of horror movie victims.
Oh, like, bro, they're the Isles of the 5 Deaths.
The islands of the 5 Deaths. The Cinco Muertos. Or Muertes.
Yeah, it's like, no, dude. It's like, nah, you got to be crazy to go there. So that's why. But yeah, so the first island is very much that. And then they introduce you your first carnivore. Which it starts with Cerato.
Oh,
I think it's Ceratosaurus.
Is it just Ceratosaurus?
Yeah, I got a list of the dinosaurs up. So
Yep, Ceratosaurus, that's correct.
You get that's your first one, and be sure to build a separate cage for him.
Oh my god, so I didn't, and I was like, I'll put a feeder down, I'm sure he'll be fine. He immediately ran over and ate a Struthiomimus.
Eventually, and what I was trying to recreate today in Evolution 2, when the game crashed, is I want to recreate what I used to do in Operation Genesis, which is I would build a really big enclosure, and I would release a ton of herbivores in there and get them set up with the feeding and all of that, and they're fine. And then I would just start slowly introducing carnivores. And I would have a big walkway going around the entire thing. I'm talking miles, bro. Going around this entire thing, people would have to walk, and I would just put viewing stations, and I would put down every quarter mile, I'd just put a row of stores, food, bathrooms. Stores, food, bathrooms, and just profit.
You're a monster.
Now, in Jurassic World Evolution 2, I'm going to do that for the land ones, but then I also have this big open water area that I have the water creatures in, because that was a thing they added in the second one. But
there's water in the first game, but it's mainly just for drinking. It doesn't let you put down like megalodons or whatever. Are there megalodons in 2?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So in the first game, like I said, the first island you go through that. The second island, when you get to that one, is more about handling storms.
Yeah.
Because a big storm can come through, obviously, like if you've seen the first movie, and knock the power out, and suddenly the dinosaurs start breaking out of their shit.
I enjoyed that when I first joined that map. It starts off with the weather alert in action, and like you can hear the weather alert in several different languages. I heard it like doing the weather alert in like Spanish and Japanese, and Chinese, and I was like, cool. I almost understand the Spanish, and I barely understand the Japanese. I know kudasai.
But yeah, that island very much helps you with learning how to handle weather situations.
Mm-hmm. It's also set up really nicely too, because it starts off with 2 separate Hammond research centers, so you can hatch like your carnivores in one section and your herbivores in the other, whereas you had to actually do that on purpose on the first island.
Yeah. And I believe that is the island where you can start doing some researches and finding velociraptors.
Velociraptor, yes. I was getting close to Velociraptor when it was coming time to record.
Those fuckers are so cool, and they generate some money, but man, they're a pain in the dick.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Jurassic Park Velociraptor might be the signature dinosaur of the Jurassic Park movies. Like, obviously, the T-Rex is the star of the show or whatever. But the way that Velociraptor is depicted in Jurassic Park is like, it's so fucking just transcendental, you know? Like, I feel like that is like a new horror monster in movies.
Yeah.
The clever girl.
And while I'm thinking of it, if you're playing this game, one of the first things you want to do when it unlocks is research new fence types.
Oh, get the electric?
Because get the electric and then later on get the heavy duty fence. Like, you need to start upgrading that once you start getting into the more heavy duty dinosaurs. Like, if you just took a T-Rex and threw it into a normal fenced area, it is just going to smash that shit down with no problem. You can throw that one into an electrified fence and it probably be okay. But there are some that'll just blow through the electrified fence and you got to like the Indominus Rex, you really got to deal with.
Oh shit, you can get the Indominus? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in Evolution 1, the only ones you can get are the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor, which the Indoraptor's fucking terrifying. Take everything you know about a Velociraptor and then give it like night vision and echolocation.
Shit.
Like they're
the Bat Raptor.
They're not anything. Yeah, they're nothing to fuck with, bro. They're like vampire raptors.
It's Batman and a Velociraptor at the same time. Screw you.
Yeah, they're intense. But yeah, man, some of my favorite herbivores and stuff like you can get in the game. Like I've always loved the Ankylosaurus.
Oh yeah, classic, dude. They're just like a tank.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are the tank. They're like armored with spikes down the side, and they got that big armored ball tail, like a cannonball. They're awesome. I loved them in Warpath Jurassic Park, which was a dinosaur fighting game.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one. Nice.
Yeah, that game wasn't great, but I loved it.
It was neat. It wasn't good, but it was neat.
Yeah, and of course you got like, you can unlock the T-Rex at some point. Velociraptors, there's the Spinosaurus, which interestingly enough, Spinosaurus feeds on fish.
Huh.
So you have to put in a water feeder for them. Something that I love is the Giganotosaurus. I think is how you say it. It is often confused with the T-Rex because they're kind of similar, but it's a bit larger, a bit more menacing, I believe.
Was there like a Dreadnoughtosaurus?
So that was what I was about to say too, is the Dreadnoughtus.
Yeah, Dreadnoughtus.
So the Dreadnoughtus is absolutely massive. In the Discord, I was sharing some comparisons, and it's one of those like a brachiosaur, long neck boys, but its neck is absolutely huge, dude. They're the Brock Lesnar of long neck boys.
Brachiosaurus Lesnar.
Yeah, there you go. They're absolutely beefy. One that I love only because of the name. I can't even tell you what it looks like right off the top of my head, but the name of it I adore is Chungkingosaurus.
Chungkingosaurus.
Yeah, Chungkingosaurus. It's just, that is such a great name that I love it.
Is it like a Chinese one?
Yes.
There's definitely a few that were discovered in China. Like I've run into one that was like, it began with Yuan. It was Yuan something, and it was really cool. Also, just it was a variation of the Stegosaur. I think I actually sent you a message about it, so I should be able to find it. Hold on. It was the Huayangosaurus.
Oh yeah, Huayangosaurus. Yeah, those are cool.
Really cool shit.
Now, while I'm thinking about it, I do want to say this game, beautiful. Its graphics are beautiful. 2 is beautiful too. I remember this blew my mind on PlayStation 4 when I first loaded it up because I was coming from, like I said, Operation Genesis, which was a PlayStation 2 game. So it was quite the jump graphically, and it was just so cool to be like in the game, hearing Ian Malcolm and all these other people talking to me. And then like, later on when you get access to going to Isle Nublar and Dr. Grant shows up and stuff, it's just stupid cool.
And like, it's really seamless too. Like, you could be in a huge zoom and just not realize, like, it looks like a strategy game from like Civilization 4 or something. But then you can zoom in and in and in and in and like bring a Jeep in and look at it. And it's all one, like, it's one rendering. It's really, like, you get really close to it. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful game. Very good for screenshots.
Yeah, like I sent a couple of random ones on to Dalton from my just what I've got going on my computer right now. And by the way, I remembered when I wanted to talk about games. Okay. It was, you were sending me stuff for Doom the Dark Ages.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, Doom the Dark Ages just came out, Doom 6. We really need to talk about that soon. But I wanted to try to install it on my computer, so I bought a month of Game Pass, and unfortunately I didn't have a ray tracing enabled card. So Dalton sent me his next second in line, not only his GPU, but also his CPU from that, and 16 gigabyte RAM sticks. Unfortunately, my power supply sucks, so I wasn't able to get it working. I was able to get one of the RAM DIMMs working, but so Dalton's got the PSU that ran those coming to me, so we'll be trying to run those soon, and I'm looking forward to it. I have a good feeling about it. Dalton has made Doom 6 sound fucking awesome, and I kind of hope he'll stream it to me sometime, because sadly the power supply was supposed to show up today, but it didn't, so...
Yeah, man, I'm down. It is a fantastic game. We can touch on more on that maybe on the next episode. I get a little more time into it.
Sure.
But it is a fantastic game for sure. But you know, you having the stuff is only gonna like make the show better. So it's fine by me. You know.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, dude. You're an absolute mensch for that.
No problemo, my good sir. Now to get back to Jurassic World Evolution, I have some basic dinosaur facts for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
In 1842, the English naturalist Sir Richard Owen coined the term dinosauria, derived from the Greek dinos, meaning fearfully great, and sauros, meaning lizard. Mm-hmm. Dinosaur fossils have been found on all 7 continents. All non-avian dinosaurs went extinct about 66 million years ago, and there are roughly 700 known species of extinct dinosaur.
Huh.
So I found interesting. Now,
one thing I think is really interesting about dinosaurs' scientific names is most dinosaurs are named by their genera. So you hear Stegosaurus, that's the genus name. But you don't really hear species name much, because most of them are like Stegosaurus, or whatever. But the one species name you do hear is the genus Tyrannosaurus, because the species name is Rex. And it just sounds so good that no one calls it anything other than Tyrannosaurus Rex or T-Rex.
Yeah, it's a sweet-ass name.
It's so cool.
One of the aquatic creatures in Evolution 2 is an Attenboroughsaurus.
Oh, like
but it's,
the Attenborough.
It's named after Attenborough.
Yeah, the guy that did the voiceover for a lot of great nature documentaries.
Also, did you know the dude in the first Jurassic Park movie that played Hammond is David Attenborough's brother?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was, I think, John Attenborough. Let me double check that.
That's crazy.
Richard Attenborough played John Hammond. That's where I was getting John from.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Richard Attenborough, the brother of David Attenborough.
Also, in the novels, apparently, John Hammond is much more obviously the villain, whereas he kind of skates in the movie as just the guy that set up the park and then it happens.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I read the book. I read it in high school. I should read that again now that I'm a fucking adult. I'd probably appreciate it a lot more. But yeah, I remember him being an asshole.
I was asking Nate about horror books recently because I was like, again, I've been playing a lot of Monster Bash Pinball, and I'm like, hey, so which of the books between Dracula and Frankenstein is the one that reads better today? And he's like, dude, Frankenstein fucking clears Dracula.
Bro, so I have, and it's probably available online, and if I can find it, I'll send it to you. Not that this is the way you would want to read it, but I have Frankenstein, but it is Junji Ito animated.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Or, drawn, not animated. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, illustrated.
Illustrated, thank you. But it's Frankenstein told by Junji Ito, and it is awesome.
Oh, dude, I have mad respect for Junji Ito, so yeah, I could I feel like I would want to reread it first, but absolutely would love to look at that.
And let me tell you, dude, reading The Lost World after seeing the movie The Lost World, the book The Lost World is so fucking different from the movie. It is so much more scientific. There's so much more other shit going on. Like, it is like nothing like the movie, but it's still a good book. I really would like to reread those. I wonder if I still have them around. I have to look. Anyway, but yeah, dude, this game, it just basically, the challenges build up. My favorite part of any of these types of games is, of course, sandbox mode. Give me unlimited money and let me just build a fucking awesome park. And that's what I like to do, man. And this game's sandbox mode does not disappoint. You can go out on Isle Nublar, which is a nice sized area. And I'll say in Evolution 2, it's an even bigger area that you can do for sandbox mode. But dude, just being able to go out there, and don't get me wrong, I think if you choose sandbox from the menu, it skates this, but if you're in campaign and you go to Isle Nublar, you can only use dinosaurs that you've unlocked. So you still have the incentive to go and do missions to get the stars to unlock the certain dinosaurs.
That makes sense. I mean, that sounds like a fun way to play it, even if you don't have all the limitations.
And one thing that I didn't get to play on the PlayStation 4 version that I own on PC, so hopefully I can get it running right one day, as there are 2 DLC. Claire's World, I think it's called, which Claire is Bryce Dallas Howard's character, the redhead chick. She's from Jurassic World. And then the other one is Return to Jurassic Park, which takes you back to 1993, going to the original Jurassic Park, and you try to fix everything wrong with it. So it drops you into a park that is a recreation of the original Jurassic Park, and you have to go in and like fix where the T-Rex got out, put the T-Rex to sleep, put it back in its pen, wrangle the velociraptors, like all of that stuff. It's super cool. But yeah, that's about all I have. Other than that, it's just a game that you need to go play and experience, because it's not a lot of, I mean, there is story, but it's more so just like the thrill of building the parks up for yourself.
Yeah. And the interactions between the leaders of the factions, I guess.
Yeah, and the banter makes it. It's so good.
Yeah.
So you want to give it a rating, my good sir? We got some questions to get into, so I don't want to drag on too long.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't give it too. Here's the thing: I only ended up getting about like 3 hours of gameplay because I've been mega busy this week with my new job. So I'm gonna give it the score that I give games when I enjoyed it, but don't know how much I really want to recommend it, and just call it 7 Thagomisers out of 10 Stegosaurus plates.
All right. I really enjoy it. It's a great park builder, especially if you're a big Dino fan. If you're on Windows 11, caution. It may give you issues. It could just be an issue that my computer's having. I'm not really sure. But it does seem to be a known problem. So maybe check out Jurassic World Evolution 2. Probably run a little better for you. I'm going to give it 8.5 Velociraptors out of 10 Tyrannosaurus Rex.
All right.
Now, my good sir, we have some questions.
Let's go.
Let me get those pulled up. All right. First up comes in from Fenris. Hey, so I'm not sure if this has been asked yet, but what is your go-to genre of YouTube video? Outside of guitar stuff, Dalton, because we already know that's what you mainly watch, and that is actually not the case. But Fenris says for him, he tends to watch stuff like Final Fantasy XIV or Baldur's Gate 3 builds or ASMR stuff. So what about you, bud?
Well, personally, I have like just certain channels that I follow. Like once I find a content creator I really love, I just keep on sticking with them. So a lot of the shows I like to watch on YouTube include Drawfee, which is a show with people that do art while making like little improv comedy while they draw it, and it's it's a really fun show. I like the Game Grumps, Aaron and Danny Sexbang. They do let's plays of games. They're just generally really amusing. When I'm about to go to sleep, I like to listen to ASMR videos. I don't think I have any particular ones I would want to recommend, but, I do enjoy, generally relaxing, like binaural videos about like, like glasses exams, that kind of thing, ear exams, face and skin exams. I don't know. It's weird, but I kind of like the fake medical ASMRs. I like, fucking Gotham Chess is a great chess video streamer. He has 2 shows that I love called How to Lose at Chess and Guess the ELO. How to Lose at Chess is like analysis of games that his followers send him where people just played terribly in that game. And then Guess the ELO is his live stream show where people send him their games, and he has to try to guess what level that game was played at. And of course it gets really funny because obviously he argues with a lot of the moves that they play, and then like sometimes people played way out of their mind. He's like, oh, this had to be like a 600 game. It turns out it was like people playing at like a 600 level that were 200. And sometimes he's like, yeah, this can't be a 4-digit game, and it's 1600s playing.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I think that's about all I got right now.
As far as mine go, I watch a lot of wrestling YouTube stuff. I really love the Cultaholic Wrestling Boys, specifically their podcast that they do every Friday. What else? Let's see. Dropped Frames, which is a podcast that actually streams live on Twitch. It's 3 dudes who are relatively big on Twitch, but they're gaming streamers, so they just talk about games and stuff, and I catch that. Comes out every Sunday. I like Chris Van Vliet is a guy I really enjoy. He's a guy who interviews a lot of wrestlers and has really candid conversations with them, and it's very, like, he's a good interview, so I really enjoy that. Storytime with Dutch Mantel.
There's this one, there's this really sexy dude who's been showing up a lot. He's like British or something, and he does like archery and like does a lot of Mythbuster type shit about archery. That's really cool.
Yeah, that guy's cool. He shows up in my shorts.
Yeah, he just randomly shows up in your shorts recommendations, and that dude's really cool. I don't know what he's called, so sorry.
I also have to give shout outs. I love PlayStation Access and that crew. Outside Xbox, those guys are great. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, lately I've been watching Outside Xbox, I'm part of my bedtime playlist. That's really good.
Yeah, their list videos are great to go to sleep to.
Exactly, yeah.
Let's see. The next question comes in from Adam. What is your favorite dinosaur?
I'm so basic. It was literally the second dinosaur you unlock in this game. Fucking love Triceratops, dude. It's like if a rhino was more.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking rad. I think mine these days is the Dreadnoughtus, but for a long time, I've always liked the long neck dinosaurs. They've always really, I think
the Brachiosaurus, the Apatosaurus, them guys.
Yeah, I think it's because I loved Land Before Time, and the main character was one of those. So I've always liked it. And that first scene in Jurassic Park where they show up, and that's the first dinosaur you see is that big fucker.
Oh
yeah, it's enthralling. Adam says, which dinosaur would best fit in with modern day animals? I would say the Ceratops, like the Triceratops or any of the relatives of that would
Protoceratops, all those cats.
They would fit in with herds of cattle and shit. I feel like that would be where. Now, granted, you need a much bigger, sturdier fence. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of where they would lie. I think they would, because I'm not bringing back any carnivore if I had my say.
Absolutely foolish move.
just herbivores, and even then, maybe not ones that can step on a house.
Yeah, you don't really want to bring freaking Stegosaurus and shit. I would go with Struthiomimus because it makes a really obvious link between today's birds, the survivors of the dinosaurs, and the extinct dinosaurs of the Jurassic and before periods.
I can see that with an ostrich link.
Yeah, literally the name Struthiomimus means ostrich mimic. So yeah, you could, if you were a ostrich farmer, you could probably farm Struthiomimus.
That would be so cool. What do you farm? Struthiomimus. Nice.
Yeah. Sell them eggs. I mean, one of them eggs got to be fucking huge.
I eat dinosaur eggs with diamonds sprinkled on them. Not only because that's the most ballish shit you can do, because it makes my dookie twinkle. Fucking Chappelle. All right, so Adam, what dinosaur was the star attraction at each of your parks? I hate that this is the answer, but the most popular dinosaur at my park, that was the Sandbox Park, was definitely the 2 Tyrannosaurus Rex that I had.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the dinosaur. Yeah. If you say dinosaur, someone thinks T-Rex, period. It is the king of dinosaurs, hence its name.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess that yours was, what was the name of it? The Ceratosaurus?
It was probably the biggest one in the park, but I like to think that because I had multiple Triceratops with different mutations, that they probably brought in multiple people.
This one comes in from Kana. Why are dinosaur chicken nuggets so awesome? I think because they touch you in the nostalgia feels in 2 ways. 1, because they're chicken nuggets, and 2, because dinosaurs.
Yeah, they make you feel young again. And that's just nice,
For sure.
And you can dip them in honey mustard or barbecue sauce or hot sauce.
And if you want to be a little healthy with it, Purdue sells dino nuggets that have veggies in them as well, like carrot and stuff, and they're actually quite tasty.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, it's to help get your kid that only wants to eat chicken nuggets to eat some vegetables.
Oh, that's wise. That is really good stuff.
Bro, when I used to be around Brandy and Daphne a lot, I'd be like, what do you want for dinner, sweetie? She'd be like, chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese.
Good shit,
every
though.
time.
I get it. Dude, I get it. I love me some mac and cheese.
So, Kana also has a question. That's a Tyrannosaurus looking at a Brachiosaurus. And the question is, what up, dick neck? My answer, if I was the Brachiosaurus looking at the Tyrannosaurus Rex, my answer to that would be, not much, can't jack off, how are you?
Yeah, what's up, Lefty?
Mr. Two Fingers. Next question comes in from Jeff. And it's that face meme where it's like the blonde girl where she's like, ew, but then she's like, and it's the game and the soundtrack. So what's a game that you're meh on, but the soundtrack's killer? My answer for this might be blasphemy to some people.
You about to say Final Fantasy VII?
No.
Let's see. Oh, no, I just realized what you're going to say.
Don't worry about what I'm going to say. You come up with an answer.
I know what you're going to say. Does it involve skeletons?
It does.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, mine is Undertale. Because the soundtrack was absolutely killer, and the game to me was pretty good.
All right, fair enough. I think that Marvel vs. Capcom has one of the best soundtracks of any Capcom fighting games, and I just really don't vibe with the really high combo tag team type play of that series. Like, I definitely prefer Capcom vs. SNK, like Street Fighter 3 type stuff. Marvel vs. Capcom is a little too twitchy for me, but Gonna Take You for a Ride is an amazing song.
I do remember, I feel like I used to see that game in arcades, and I remember it having a sweet soundtrack blasting out of it.
Hell yeah.
And then we have one final question, my good sir. This comes in from Adam. I don't know if this has been asked before, but I feel like it has. But anyway, what is your favorite web browser?
Boy, I have complicated thoughts about that one. So for one thing, most of the web browsers these days are running Chrome under the hood. Chromium has become kind of the rendering engine of choice. Yep. But they all have different features, and I actually kind of use 4 different browsers right now.
For what?
Well, okay, so Chrome is my main daily driver. I don't think it's the best browser, but you know, it gets me there. I used to use Firefox. When I was growing up, I used to use Firefox because it was the successor to Netscape Navigator to me. And I was a huge Netscape guy. I loved Netscape over Microsoft Internet Explorer. Unfortunately, at some point, Firefox got really bad at releasing RAM when you closed tabs out. And I tend to have a ton of tabs open. That's why I switched to Chrome. But I still do use it for for my main email, for example. I also love Opera because Opera has a built-in free VPN, and I think that's incredible. Like, you can just use it to, hook into that VPN and do stuff. And then Opera is also, again, I have several Google accounts because I don't want my favorites on one to cross-pollinate to the others. So the account I use on Opera is the one I watch ASMR videos on. Because you watch one ASMR video on your regular YouTube account, and all of a sudden it thinks that's all you want.
Ooh, real quick. I want to give one more shout out to a YouTube channel that I forgot. Mother's Basement. That's where I get my anime recommendations. Continue.
Cool. And then the last one I use, I at least started to use it. I haven't gotten into it very deeply, but for private searches and stuff, Brave is pretty cool. I'm not too huge on the whole crypto thing that is a big part of it, but I do like the general idea of it.
So it's funny that he asked this question because I just, within the last couple days, switched over from using Brave and I switched over to Opera GX. Swapped over my bookmarks and all of that. Brave is cool because I have literally made money from that. I have cashed out from Brave before and made it was $12 or something like that from selling the crypto that they gave me or whatever it was. But Opera GX is just a better operating system for the things that I do. And it has a built-in limiter. So if I'm watching a YouTube video and I want to play a game, but the game is very intensive, I can push the limiters on the browser, and it will not allow the browser to use above a certain amount of rendering or CPU power or RAM, which helps things run cleaner. Now, your image may not be as good, but usually when I'm playing a game and have something on YouTube, I'm just listening to it, not watching it anyway. So I've been using Opera GX, but Brave is my other go-to for sure.
Yeah, I would say Opera is the one I would most enthusiastically recommend if I had to recommend to someone, just because I really do think the built-in VPN is really cool.
Yeah, and I like the GX version because it's just got stuff that helps out with gaming.
Yeah, it's the gamer version, essentially.
Yeah, and it's very helpful. That was our last question, my good sir. And that means that it's just time for me to tell you what our next game is going to be and then do our plugs and get on up out of here. Now, for our next game, I was diving into my nostalgia pit and something that had just come out recently that I hadn't played in forever. And I was like, what's a good excuse to play this game? Oh, to do it for the show. So I chose a recently remastered and released on GOG, Croc and the Legend of the Gobbo, or Legend of Gobbos. It is a original PlayStation 3D platformer where you play as a cute little crocodile, and they remastered it, and I've played like the first 2 levels and enough to be like, they killed it with the controls and the camera because that was kind of wonky in the original, and it looks so good. So I'm really looking forward to playing it. And what I like too is when you buy the remaster, it gave me the remaster and the original game.
Nice.
So I was like, hey, that's pretty sweet. So yeah, we'll be back next week to talk about some Croc and the Legend of the Gobbos. Before I get into house cleaning, my good sir, is there anything you'd like to plug? I'm going to take your silence as a no.
I was just thinking, sorry, I couldn't come up with anything. Yeah.
All right. So
usually we could see each other talking and thinking, but because of the issue with the computer upgrade situation, I don't have my webcam on for this. So Dalton is just kind of flying by the seat of his pants.
Yeah, it's all good though, man. But yeah, if you would like to join the Discord, that's where everything mostly happens. Like, we have social media, so you can find us on social media. I don't use it too much though. Social media is a cesspool. But if you want to join the Discord, that's where all of our cool people are at. Discord link is bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. That'll get you an invite in, and you can come join in on the shenanigans and vote on the polls. Right now there's a poll up, and I'm not even going to tell you what's on it because overwhelmingly winning is Dark Souls. So if you want to come vote for Dark Souls, come on there and give it a vote. You want to check out the website, kept up to date by Dane, bit.ly/the Steam Machine Podcast, capitalized phonetically. You want to donate to the show, means the most to us and helps out a lot, especially right now when I'm between El Yabos. Patreon.com/the Steam Machine Podcast. $1 or more a month gets you the episodes early, ad-free, and all the bonus little Patreon stuff that's in the beginning just for them. And if you donate $10 or more, you get your name read on each and every episode like these wonderful, wonderful people. Nate Sir Cogsworth, the 7th of June-iper. Jeff, the original Expendable. Mr. Syllables, old Jeffy Lube. Also, he is a duck that AI is convinced loves wrestling. Ariesoradam, shout out to his podcast, Spectre Approved. Team Retrogue, go check him out over on YouTube. Mr. Puzzles, Dane himself, Flyin Brian, Doran Gray, and the RPG Wolverine, Logan Joreid. Appreciate you all very, very, very much. Shout out not shout out the Yabs Pod. Need to delete that. Shout out to the JRPG Report. Shout out to Grumpy Jeff's Pro Wrestling Power Hour. You want to pick up a shirt, tsmpproductions.threadless.com. You like the music for the show, nowthenightmare.bandcamp.com. We will be back in 1 week to talk about Croc, the Legend of the Gobbos. For Willie, I'm Dalton, and as always, everybody, stay